about you, but some days it's really hard for myself and my kids, all of us, to stay focused on school and make sure we're getting things done that we need to get done. It can be really easy to get distracted by shiny things or other objects, kind of lounge around and be like, oh, it's already noon, we haven't started school, you know, things like that. So I wanted to share with you 4 things that I've done in our homeschool, or things that I've used that have helped us have more productive homeschool days. What is the first thing that I have done that has helped us be more productive in our homeschool? The first thing is having a clear start time and a clear end time. And for some people, you may not need this. Maybe you guys can get done what you need to and you're just go with the flow and go where the wind may take you. That's great. If that's you, that's awesome. But if you're like me and you want to feel more productive in your homeschool and you want to make sure you're getting things done, it's helped me to say, okay, we're actually going to start at this time. I found that my kids were running into not getting to school. They'd be like doing their little projects, because my kids entertain themselves really well. They love to read, they love to draw, they love to crochet, they love to create Legos. Like, they'll find things to do if they're not doing school. And what I was finding was they were doing all those things, and then 3 o'clock rolls around and they haven't done any school yet. So then they're doing school from 3 o'clock until about dinner time. And I felt like I wanted to kind of change that rhythm, being like, you know, if we end at this time, you need to do school before this time. So anyway, that's just kind of what I was working on. But it's good to have an anchor for you to start. And even if we don't start exactly at 8:30 or 9 o'clock each day, we start in that general time. So our first time slot is about 8:30, and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, we do family Bible study. So we've started our days with that because Daddy wanted to do that with us, and it's a great time for all of us to be together. After our family Bible study, we start World Watch and breakfast. World Watch is a great resource, by the way. You can get, I think, 30 days for free and try it out. You can check the link in the description and check out World Watch News. It's so good. It's the way I get the news. I don't watch like news channels. I watch World Watch. So it's getting the news from a Christian perspective, and it's good for kiddos. I would recommend it more for middle school and up, but if you have younger kiddos, I would just check it out with your discretion. There's some really great resources there for all ages. That's how we've started our day, with a specific start time. The second thing that has helped us be more productive is a simple student planner. So I've used different planners in the past. I've used digital things in the past, but my kids seem to like these the best. They are great, and you just write in what you expect your child to do, and I write it in every week. I'm gonna try to figure out how to streamline this so I'm not writing the same things every week, but this is just basically what we do. I fill in the subjects on the side, and then each day I fill in their checklist of the things that they have to get done. And some of these things they do on their own, some of them is with me. Not everything they do with me is on here, because sometimes I just gather everyone together and we do it together. But having a student planner has helped my kids know what's expected, and they know what to do that day. So they're not always asking me, Mom, what are we doing today? So that's one thing, simple, that you can get. These were $10, I think, on Amazon. I'll link to them below if you're interested in these specific ones. There's the simple student planner, and I'll link to these in the description, and hopefully this can help you be more productive in your homeschool days as well. Hey there, friends. If we haven't met yet, hi, my name is Ashley. I'm a homeschool mom to 3 kids, and I've been homeschooling since about 2013. I was also a former English teacher, and I love middle schoolers. I'm really weird like that. But I also love to talk about Charlotte Mason inspired homeschool and helping and encouraging the easily distracted and scattered homeschool mom. And so if you're like me, I would love for you to stick around. You can give this video a like, thumbs up, and consider subscribing. And I have to say, I haven't talked about Charlotte Mason things on my channel in a while because I haven't been doing as many videos, but I have several playlists, several videos that share all my homeschool Charlotte Mason inspired curriculum or things, planning, things like that. So you can go check that out on my channel if you would like more on Charlotte Mason. The third thing that I do to make homeschool more productive is the Pomodoro Technique. And I thought that was a fun word to say, so we're gonna say it again, Pomodoro Technique. This is what I've heard that works for ADHD people. They do this for their own work. You set a timer for 25 minutes. You focus on one thing, one task, one project for 25 minutes. When the timer goes off, you stop and you take about a 5-minute break, and then you start again. And you keep doing that until you're done with work or until it's lunch break, whatever, whatever that is. But I have implemented this with my kids and it works so well. So if you don't do this, there's something in their brain that kind of says, oh my gosh, this is gonna take forever. And they like drag it out, they drag out the math lesson, or they drag out the writing lesson, or they don't get started on it, or they're working for 2 seconds and then they start staring out the window, or they're working for 5 minutes and then they start to go play with the dog. Like, there's just so many distractions that they can have. If you limit their time and they know there's a start time and a clear end time, just like your entire school day, then they'll work more focused. They'll stay focused and work harder. This works for me, and it definitely has been working for my kids. If you feel like 25 minutes might be a long work, like I feel like your middle schooler kids, 25 minutes is plenty, but maybe for elementary kids, if you have elementary kids and they need to stay focused, you can try 20 minutes, which is what we've done. Is I will do 20 minutes on, set the timer, and then a 10-minute break. But here's the key to this, guys. For this, don't take too long of a break, because if you take too long of a break, they'll go get into their whatever else they're doing, and then an hour goes by and you're like, oh wait, we were supposed to be doing school. Happens to us all the time. So my tip for this is to set a timer for your break, so that way when the timer goes off, then you can get back to whatever you're doing. And another thing that helps is you could do 20 minutes on and then set a 5-minute timer for your break, but don't be like, as soon as the timer goes off, like, all right, let's go. But just give yourself like a 10-minute window. Does that make sense? Like, set a 5-minute or 6-minute timer, but then there's like 4 minutes of wiggle room to transition from work back to play, back and forth. So some little examples of what they do for their break is, what do they do? Oh, physical activity. My boys do. Sometimes they'll run out and go swing on the swings for 5 minutes, or they'll run out and go ride scooters for 5 minutes. That one's a little tricky because you gotta make sure they come back within the break time. That one's a little tricky. Or they'll play with the dog for a few minutes. My daughter will do her art, so it's drawing or whatever. The key with this one is to get them back after that break and then give them back into the work. But we find that overall it helps us stay more productive. And we do this until lunchtime. And we do it about 3 to 4 times, and we get in 3 to 4 subjects. And that's been really good. I've really enjoyed that, and it's helped us stay on track in our mornings. And the last thing that I do that has helped so much, I'm sorry guys, I gotta say this. I get myself ready before we start the school day. And I've talked about this before in previous videos, and I get off track of this, especially during the winter when you're just like winter blues. You just wanna, sleep in and stay in your pajamas all day. And even the summer, we're kind of falling into that now in the summer. What I do is make sure I get like 3 main things done, that I am actually dressed, take a quick shower. I try to put on a little bit of makeup, a little bit of hair, like nothing fancy, but just get myself ready. And I've done my workout, workout, Bible reading and prayer, and like get dressed. And then usually by that time the kids are up and they're going, and I'm getting breakfast ready while they're waking up. So, and again, my workout, don't think it's crazy. I just do like 20 minutes, really, it's not a lot. So I'm not doing like an hour-long workout. I'm not doing like an hour-long get ready. All these are like 15, 20 minutes to do. So, but the point is that I am up and ready and dressed. I'm getting up earlier before the kids get up. And I'm not like a 5 a.m. wake up person, but like 6:30, 6:45 wake up person. And that's helped tremendously. So with me being ready, I'm physically ready. And then that helps me be mentally ready. And I kind of liken it to, going to a job. If I were an actual teacher going to a school to teach, I wouldn't show up in my pajamas. I wouldn't show up with, maybe I would, but with my breakfast burrito and my coffee and like rushing in, my hair all crazy. I wouldn't show up like that. I would come in early and be ready to go. And then when the students come in, I'm fully present as teacher. So I liken it to a regular job, and treating homeschool that way has helped Again, just me being present, being ready to go. And then another bonus tip, last one, and then we'll move on, is to keep my phone put away so it's not hanging out on my phone when the kids walk out, which can be really tempting, fall into that habit again. But anyway, so that last tip is just getting yourself ready, both physically and mentally. And that's helped us be ready to go for our homeschool day and to be more productive. Thank you so much for watching. Again, make sure you consider subscribing. Share this with a friend who you think would be encouraged by it as well. Let me know down in the comments what you guys would add to this list. What are some things that you have done or you would recommend to help you be more productive, especially as an easily distracted or ADHD person? What are things you do to help you stay focused and on track? So if you'd like more for the easily distracted homeschool mom, I have a playlist for you over here. And I think you guys rock at homeschooling. Go find his joy among the noise, and I'll see you in the next one.